My boyfriend got in an accident because of reckless driving and wants me to take the blame because he could lose his job, so I am dumping him. Earlier this morning we were coming back from a party in my car and my boyfriend was speeding and absolutely plowed into cars parked on the street in front of a donut shop. My car is totaled and the other two cars probably are as well. The cops showed up in record time and while we were separated he told them it was me who was driving. The donut shop apparently had video and caught the whole thing and they told him that the video seemed to show him driving but it wasn't clear so they would take his word for it. The cops then wrote me 3 tickets for speeding, losing control of a vehicle, and reckless driving. I was so in shock that I didn't even know what to say and I just signed the tickets. We got an Uber home and got in a huge fight and I was just exasperated that he would do this to me. He reminded me that if he took credit for the accident, he would lose his job and his car insurance would be unaffordable so he couldn't get to work anyway. He'd lose his job because part of his work is driving a construction truck for his uncle. He has so many points as it is hell, to lose his license and not be able to drive for work. He's on pretty thin ice with his uncle anyway so this would no doubt push him over the edge into firing him. I said well my car is gone and my rates will skyrocket. He promised he would help me buy a new car and also help with my increased insurance rates. The accident was about 6 hours ago now and I still haven't called my insurance company to report the accident. Of course, the other 2 people who had cars totaled probably have called, thus my insurance probably already thinks I caused the accident and are looking to destroy my rates going forward. I'm so angry. I have no idea what even to do. I don't want my boyfriend to lose his job but I don't want to be screwed because he was driving like an asshole. I would love any advice. Update: I called my mom and dad, who I really hadn't spoken to since I moved in with boyfriend, and said I was leaving him. I was scared and begged to be picked up. This was about 1:30 a.m. They said they would be over right away. I had locked myself in the bathroom and my boyfriend must have heard me making the call because he started trying to beat the door down and I was terrified. When the door didn't go down easy I could hear him smashing things out in the living room of the apartment and kitchen. I stayed on the phone with my mom while my dad called 911 on his phone. I stayed locked in the bathroom and he occasionally would try to break the door down and again. All this time I was crying and so freaking scared and he was screaming and calling me every name in the book. We have neighbors with kids and I heard the kids wake up and start crying and then I'm pretty sure I heard one of the dads beating on our front door telling boyfriend to shut up. Cops showed up just before my parents and immediately put him in handcuffs and put him on the couch, and started taking statements from me and the neighbors. I came out of the bathroom and he looked like a raging, chained up psychopath. Everything, and I mean everything in our apartment is destroyed. Walls, plates, pictures, TV, Xbox, ironing board, chairs, my clothes were thrown over the balcony, my makeup was smashed against the wall, and stuffed animals I was given as a baby was ripped apart. I have no idea how long it was but it was crazy he did so much damage in such a short period of time. My dad and my mom showed up and my mom started bawling because she hadn't seen me in so long. My dad looked like he wanted to kill my boyfriend but with the police there he composed himself really well. We had to stay during the time the police took everyone's statement. It was clear he was going to be arrested for a ton of stuff. I started telling them what caused all this and the story from earlier in the morning. So the officer asked me to get the tickets and it turns out the officer who wrote the tickets this morning is the guy from the night incidents direct supervisor. So they are going to talk today and if need be, maybe go back to the donut place and look at the footage. Then the worst thing of all happened. My mom was standing sort of by the door as they were taking boyfriend out in handcuffs. My mom gave him a really nasty look and he said something like if she goes home with you, you'll just have another who blows her brains out. My older brother committed suicide when he was 17 and I was 10. My mom has never gotten over it, neither have I really, and my mom reached out and slapped him as hard as she possibly could. So then the police had no choice but to arrest her as well. They were nice about it and loosely handcuffed her and took her to one of the squad cars. So I got dressed and tried to pack up and salvage whatever I could while my dad went down to bail out my mom. One of the 3 police stayed in the parking lot in his car just in case any of BF's boys showed up while I got what I could. My mom was in and out pretty quickly and is facing a misdemeanor battery charge which will probably go nowhere. But as you can imagine, while my parents were very happy to get me, they were extremely pissed at what had transpired not only yesterday but the last 6 months or so. I have a very long road ahead to repair the relationship with them. My dad has been mostly silent but he did take me to the family attorney so he could start working on the stuff from the accident. He said it shouldn't be too hard to get me out of the tickets and women, especially, take the fall for husband/boyfriend accidents way more often than you would think. I will probably still have to show up for court but by that time the investigation to show my boyfriend was the one really driving should be concluded and I will be dismissed. However, the thing that really sucks is that my state is a permissive use state, meaning that my insurance has to cover anyone who is driving my car. There is a good chance that my insurance company will fight it out with his company for overall liability and it won't be as bad, but I'm still going to take a massive hit on car insurance premiums for a long time. Another good thing is the lease to the apartment is totally in his name so I won't be responsible for any damages there, plus I didn't do anything to put holes in walls, and I can just walk away from that. This whole thing sucks so much because even after all that happened and as crazy as he was, I know I still have feelings for him that I need to get in serious therapy right away to start dealing with. I can't have someone so destructive in my life who was willing to let me take the fall for all his crap and then scare the life out of me and threatened me.